What's up, YouTube gamers? Bonfire here, bringing you a Gamecite first impressions. As you can see, we're playing Dead Island Riptide. Now, the gameplay you're watching is a few edited clips of a quest that I completed, in which shows the gist of the game. You drive, walk around, you explore, kill zombies, mostly by melee, loot and complete quests. And the story thus far in this game is pretty non-existent, but the gist of it is you need to escape this island in which you've been shipwrecked on in order to avoid a nuclear strike and stop the military usage of the weaponized zombie virus, which is outbroken on the series of islands in the games. Now, starting with the gameplay, much of it is the same from the first game. And one of the first things you'll notice is player movement. The player movement feels a little stiff and slow, and it can take a little bit to get used to. It's definitely not as smooth as in most first-person shooter games, so it's quite an adjustment from typical first-person shooters. However, once you do get used to it, it's not really that bad. And I feel that it's meant to be this way as to help with the combat and give it a realistic feel. Now, combat is the same melee-heavy combat that was in the first game. It's still just as satisfying, and I think it works really well. You can kick to push zombies away, throw your weapon at them, beat the crap out of them, or slice them and dice them. There is shooting in this game, and it still feels rough and difficult, especially when aiming down the sights of your weapon, so it's easier just to do it from the hip. However, I was surprised how soon you get to use some of the guns, seeing as in the first game you didn't really get any guns until late in the game. After the prologue, though, I haven't found any guns, but they've added some new guns such as a nail gun and a flare gun. And it's nice to see some changes and additions because overall it feels like there aren't many. One of the few features I've discovered and enjoyed are tower defense quests in which you build up a perimeter around to protect an area or a village from zombie attacks.
Anything good in here?
I'm not very good at these types, but it adds a new element to the gameplay and I found them enjoyable. Now, the zombie types in this game are mostly the same from the first game. However, I did encounter a new type of zombie called a floater, which startled me the first time I encountered one, because they're simply floating face down in the water and appear to be just a body. So it can be a little startling. I feel like there are a lot more zombies in this game than there are in the first Dead Island, which makes it a bit difficult at the start of the game. I'm sure it'll get a little bit easier as you level up and get better weapons, but at the beginning it can be overwhelming and frustrating. One of the things you can do at the beginning of the game is import your character from the first game if you've played it, and have that save still on your hard drive. That's what I did, and it's easy to do and gives the feeling that you literally picked up right where you left off from the first game. I think this is a very cool feature that they've implemented. Now, talking a little bit about the graphics. I'm playing on the Xbox 360, and the graphics are choppy and they're not as clean. However, it seems like they're nice to look at because the setting is just so beautiful on the island. So overall, it's nice to look around given the choppy graphics, and it's something I believe you can easily overcome given your surroundings. Another thing I've noticed while playing the game is that it's not very polished. I've read that they're working on a patch to release a fix on some of these things, but there are many glitches within the game. For example, I've gotten stuck in the environment a few times. I've even encountered a random survivor died during one of the quests in which it made me restart from a checkpoint. It's a little frustrating, given it's just been released, but hopefully the patch will be released soon and it will fix all of these issues. Overall, the game is a direct continuation from the first that introduces very little new concepts, and it feels a lot like the first game. If you've played the first one and enjoyed it, then I imagine you'll enjoy this one as well, which is my case. However, some of the glitches and early difficulty can make gameplay a little tedious, but that's not to say one should avoid this game solely on that, because it offers a lot of content for the price and can be quite entertaining. Well, there you guys have it, my first impressions of Dead Island Riptide. Drop a comment below, let me know what you guys think about the game if you picked it up. And for more reviews and gameplays, be sure to subscribe to my channel, as well as keep an eye out for my review of Dead Island Riptide. Until next time, guys, I am Bonfire, and I will see you online.